Thousands of Fulani bandits enter Nigeria as Tinubu creates Ministry of Cow and Terrorism. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 10th of July 2024 and I have a video for you. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. The federal government of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, led by one drug lord, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has created what they called Ministry of Livestock and Development in disguise, which is of course Ministry of Cows and Terrorism. Now, I have a video for you which I will be playing before the end of this very broadcast, so I want you to pay very good attention as we dissect this very information, and then I will tell you how it all began, where this very idea came from. Then I will play the video for you. So please, my people, I want us to read this very information together. And as you can see on your screen, I will be reading from Sahara Reporters, and this is what their headline says. Breaking: Tinubu government creates Ministry of Livestock Development to address herders/farmers conflict. Point of correction: I have been saying this all along. There is nothing like herders/farmers crisis or conflict or whatsoever. Because this is what they created. They made it look as if there is a crisis between Fulani herdsmen terrorists and innocent farmers, especially in the Middle Belt. This is what they created. Herders/farmers conflict. There is nothing like conflict. The last time I checked, farmers do not go to farm with AK-47 or assault rifles. Farmers only go to the farm with, nogo. That is what we call it in Igbo language. Ogo ejakolo. With shovels. And these shovels is strictly for farming, not for war. But these Fulani herdsmen terrorists invade their lands and their communities, ransack them with AK-47, slaughter innocent people, innocent citizens, and you came here to call it herders/farmers conflict. How is it a conflict? How can you clash with somebody with AK-47 when you are holding only shovel for your farm, for your farming duties? And the zoo media that has been bribed to stupor will come to the pages of newspaper and write herders/farmers conflict, herders/farmers clashes. How do you clash with somebody with AK-47 assault rifles? Mad people. That's why even as much as I try to stop calling them zoo gutter media, but when I see the way they write, the way they report, I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. Now, they said the establishment of the ministry seeks to address the long-standing conflict between herders and farmers, an issue particularly prevalent in Benue State. You see, this is what they want you to believe. How many of you, I want you to comment in the comment section, how many of you have heard me several times calling the one they call the Gumi Minister of Terrorism? Have you heard me call Gumi the Minister of Terrorism of the Zoological Republic? Have you heard me say several times that it is only in the zoo that you have terrorist minister and Minister of Terrorism? Have you heard me say it is only in the zoo that you have Ministry of Terrorism? I have been shouting this all along, and today it has come to existence. And I will show you how Tinubu managed to create this ministry, and very soon they are going to appoint the minister. And it might, don't be surprised if they give it to Gumi. Don't be surprised if they give it to Gumi. Now, they said President Bola Tinubu's administration has approved the creation of a new ministry, the Ministry of Livestock Development. Remember, there is what they call Ministry of Agriculture. There is Ministry of Agriculture. in the zoo, which is normal because everywhere in the world you have Ministry of Agriculture. I stand to be corrected. Now, this so-called livestock is under farming or agriculture. This so-called livestock that they are using now to confuse the gullible is under farming, because when you talk about farming, you have animal husbandry, which is inside farming. You also have farming for, crops and other, eatable items. They are all within the Ministry of Agriculture, including this so-called livestock. So, but this one is strictly created for Fulani herdsmen terrorists. That's why I told you, don't be surprised if they give it to Gumi as the minister. Now, they said, the establishment of the ministry seeks to address the long-standing conflict between herders and farmers, an issue particularly prevalent in Benue State. This development was unveiled at the presidential villa during the launch of the Presidential Committee on Livestock Reforms, signaling a significant step towards resolving this persistent challenge. Mad people everywhere. In a dramatic scene in June, Senate President Godswill Akpabio vehemently asserted that cows do not hold citizenship in Nigeria amid intense opposition from northern senators who resisted efforts to prohibit open grazing in the country. A widely circulated video captured the intense debate and passionate exchanges that characterized the session in the upper chamber. They were debating whether cows should be given citizenship or not, only in the zoo. That's why we call it a zoo. Only in the zoo that the so-called upper chamber, Senate, the Senate of the country, debating whether cows should be given citizenship right or not. Hello, my people. Only in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom would you see such nonsense. Only in the zoo. They left what they should be debating about, how to better the lives of the so-called citizens, and they are debating whether cows should be given citizenship right or not. That happens in a place where you have animals in the government, where you have animals in human shape parading themselves as the government officials. They are debating whether cows should be given the right as citizens. And you want somebody like me or the nd1ts to be involved, to be among those that reason this way. It is impossible. Biafrans, we are living, whether they like it or not. We'll fight our way out of this very mess, which we are doing already, and they are feeling the heat. Now, they said, the proposed legislation aims to ban open grazing across the country and instead establish a framework for the creation and management of ranches, promoting sustainable practices and reducing conflict between herders and farmers. The bill outlines specific guidelines and regulations to ensure the peaceful coexistence of both parties and foster a more organized and modern approach to livestock management. Now, this is for the creation of this Ministry of Cows and Terrorism, which we have already seen. Now, let me now bust your bubbles. Let me show you that Tinubu is actually there to do the biddings of Fulani terrorists, or should I say Fulani, oligarchy or Fulani hegemony, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is from Daily Post, and this is the title of this very article. They said, we want Ministry of Livestock Development, Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah, look at the date, published on June 23rd, 2024, just last month, not even up to 1 month, just 3 weeks ago. Miyetti Allah, remember, this same Miyetti Allah is the same organization that the chairman was just released a couple of weeks ago because of terrorism. He was arrested and charged for terrorism because the organization that he leads has been classified as the 4th most dangerous terrorist groups in the world by the World Terror Index. So the group that the man called Bodejo, a Fulani man called Bodejo, leads, has been classified as the 4th most dangerous terrorist organization in the whole world. And that man was arrested a couple of, months or years ago and charged for terrorism. Now, Tinubu, the same Tinubu, freed him few weeks ago and entered into what they called nolle prosequi, that terminated the case and made him a free man. It's not even up to few days after his freedom. Now they came up with this idea that they need Ministry of Livestock Development, Miyetti Allah. You can see the date. Look at it here. June 23rd, 2024, just a couple of weeks ago. Now, this is it. If you go for, I don't have to read it in full. They said the Fulani sociocultural group Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, has rejected a bill that seeks to establish a national agency for regulation and management of ranches in Nigeria. MACBAN's national president, Alhaji Baba Usman Ngel Zaman, announced the association's opposition to bill at the weekend while speaking to newsmen in Damaturu shortly after the inauguration of the State Executive Council of the association. He said that a Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries Development should be created instead. So that means this very news was, made after the debate at the House of Assembly concerning whether creating ranches and banning open grazing and so on and so forth. So that is when they came up with this very statement. They told Tinubu that they need Ministry of Livestock Development. So amidst hunger in the land, amidst joblessness, youth unemployment in the land, the so-called presidency or government has enough money to create a ministry which they are going to appoint almost 100% Fulanis to oversee, and appoint minister at the same time, pay them huge amount of money, and to go and settle their Fulani terrorists, which they call headsmen or Fulani bandits in Zamfara. Amid hunger in the land, and they are still debating how much they want to pay laborers. Mad people everywhere. So because I don't want to talk further, I don't want to talk too much, let me just play you the video. I want to show you how full and how these people are trooping in. That it is either now we get Biafra or we all perish like the Middle Beltans. It is either now. I want you to watch this very video and see how they are trooping into the Zoological Republic and taking it over by fire by force.
Cike na kungiyoyin da ke sanya idanu kan harkokin tsaro da kuma ta'addanci a yammacin Afirka ya ce 'yan ta'adda masu ikirarin jihadi da ke da alaka da kungiyar Al-Qaida na kwarara zuwa Najeriya musamman daga jamhuriyar Benin. Rahoton da haɗin gwiwar kungiyoyin suka fitar ya ce wannan kwararar 'yan ta'adda ta fara ne tun bara, inda suke yada zango a gabar tafkin Kayenji da ke gab da babban gandun daji na kasar, guda daga cikin guraren da ke da matukar hadari a fannin tsaro a Najeriya. Wasu mazauna kusa da yankin sun shaida wa manema labarai cewa wannan waje da ke matsayin ɗaya daga cikin guraren da ya fi tara zakuna a nahiyar Afirka na rufe sama da shekara guda saboda ayyukan 'yan ta'adda da ke harar ƙauyukan da ke kewaye da wajen. Kafin wannan lokaci dai wajen na zama wajen yawon bude idanu, amma a yanzu ya zama matattarar 'yan ta'adda da suka mayar da shi wata cibiyar da suke tsara har-haren da za su kai sassan kasar da kuma makwabta.
Anyways, you can see it. I don't speak Hausa. The report was made with Hausa language, and I was told that the report was on BBC Hausa. So you can see this is it. Now they have given them a ministry, so they have now, fully grabbed the government, even though their leader, the man that formed Boko Haram, is the current vice president of the zoo. Now they have given them their own portion of the government. They now have ministry. And of course, we have come to the end of this very broadcast. We are coming live this very evening. I want every one of you to stay tuned because we were interrupted yesterday by the network, but today we are coming to do the needful. Thank you, my people. To Salo Numozia and make it go viral.